fucking vocal and pushy, apparently. Because when I announced that I was making this album, I suddenly got all this like hate mail from Doctor Who fans going like, why isn't there a Doctor Who song on the album? I said, it's called Bi-Trexual. I'm on both tracks, Star Wars, together with lives. And they were like, no, you have to write a Doctor Who song. They didn't, it was more like, you have to write a Doctor Who song. What the fuck is wrong with you? We thought you were a thinking man. And so there was, I finally just basically said to my constituents, I don't know anything about Doctor Who because I haven't owned a TV for 20 years. I only know about Star Trek and Star Wars because when I was a small child, I saw Star Trek on television and I instantly loved it, and so I followed it. And I saw Star Wars in the movie theater and I instantly loved it and I followed it. But when I saw Doctor Who in the 70s, I'm old, motherfuckers. When I saw Doctor Who in the 70s, I just saw like this show that had really bad special effects. And the protagonist was an old man with a Jufro and a long scarf. I was like, who the fuck is this show for? Who wants to watch this? So I never got into it. Now I understand it's all sexy now. You got David Tennant and Matt Smith. I know, all the sexy young men are on it now. And the special effects are all shiny and happy. My son's a huge fan. So I said, all right, Doctor Who fans, just send me all of the information about the show. Just everything that's important, and I will write a song for you. So I heard about the Daleks. And I heard about the Weeping Angels. And I heard about the Cybermen. And I had a giant pile of Whovian information, and none of it meant shit to me. Until one day I was in the food court of a sci-fi convention in the States, and a young lady walked up to me and she said, have you written that Doctor Who song yet? And I said, I'm working on it. I have a big pile of information. I don't know what any of it means. And she said to me, has anyone uttered this phrase to you yet? Have they said it's bigger on the inside? And I said, no, what's that all about? And she explained to me. And the second I heard it's bigger on the inside, I thought to myself, that I can write a song about. Because that sounds dirty. So without further ado, the only song on Bi-Trexual that's not about Star Trek or Star Wars, but rather about your beloved Doctor Who. A song called... Get her! Right, moving on. The only song that... This show's never going to end. The only song that's about Doctor Who... I do want to apologize, because when I set out to write this song, I thought to myself, it's English. It just sounds like a cross between Mary Poppins and Benny Hill. And I just want to apologize because I'm pretty sure I succeeded. Girls, I am the doctor, but not the kind that gives you medicine. I've traveled throughout time and space just to please the human race. So let's not dilly-dally, let's begin. Now this thing you see here, it is my TARDIS, and with it we shall get this party started. Time and relative dimension, in space it's quite an obsession. No, it's a... Thank you. See, it's still in a work of development. Time and relative dimension. In space, it's quite an invention. Some call it the doctor's wife. Excuse me while I slip inside. You know it's bigger on the inside. It's bigger on the inside. Once you felt it inside, I'm sure that you'll agree. It's bigger on the inside, but don't take it from me. Once you felt it inside, you will see. An evil nemesis they call the master baits me into all kinds of disaster. On Gallifrey, or so I'm told, he gazed into a gaping hole, and ever since he's been an awful bastard. Cybermen. I hope I never see those things again. Who knows what they're packing there in that silver underwear? When you see them, you should vacate your ass. They wish to simulate. You know it's bigger on the inside. It's bigger on the inside. Once you felt it inside, I'm sure that you'll agree. It's bigger on the inside, but don't take it from me. Once you felt it inside, you will see. And pray you don't see any weeping angels, 'cause though it seems like they are made of stone, they're quantum locked, and in a wink, if you turn your head or blink, they'll get to you and chill you to the bone. Those moving buckets, there they are, the Daleks. They whine so much you swear that they have colic. It's destroy and exterminate. I think I know why they're irate. If they make it to the second floor, I'll show them what that plunger's for. You know it's bigger on the inside. It's bigger on the inside. Once you felt it inside, I'm sure that you'll agree. It's bigger on the inside, but don't take it from me. Once you felt it inside, you will see. They're asking Doctor Who. What they should ask is how. I am so very well endowed. I must admit it's rather long. If you think I mean my scarf, you're wrong. You bloody pervs, I meant this song. So if you think you'd like a sonic screw, driver like I'm holding in my hand, you will have to let me in. Don't worry, child, it's not a sin. Hold on to my temporal drive, I'll take you for an epic ride. You know it's bigger on the inside. It's bigger on the inside. Once you felt it inside, I'm sure that you'll agree. It's bigger on the inside, but don't take it from me. As Gamey Pond. I don't know who she is. Once you felt it inside, you will see. Thank you! This one's for the Star Trek fans. Worked on a garbage scow near the neutral zone, and I'm sure you've heard what occurs when a fella is alone. Well, I was mighty lonely there till I met a man named Jones, but he sold me a muff covered in fluff so I wouldn't have to spank my bum. So grab yourself a tribble, and then you're good to go. If you got enough quadritricks to Kaylee, you'll have an endless supply of hose. I grabbed myself some Vaseline, slathered up my pole. But the trouble with these tribbles, they're fuzzy and they're cute, but I can never find a hole. They're fuzzy and they're cute, but I can never find a hole. It is not easy to stand up here and admit that I fuck tribbles. So when I say they're fuzzy and they're cute, but I can never find a hole, just like at an AA meeting, not that I've ever been to one, it would make me feel so much better if you repeated, they're fuzzy and they're cute, but he can never find a hole. Well, that mate there is Scotty, he's our chief engineer, and he's never had a hoe, cause most don't know he's queer as Vulcan beer. I caught him with some tribbles, I said, man, are you dumb? Heed my song, you're doing it wrong, he was shoving them up his bum. So grab yourself a tribble, and then you're good to go. If you got enough quadritricks to Kaylee, you'll have an endless supply of hose. I grabbed myself some Vaseline, slathered up my pole. But the trouble with these tribbles, they're fuzzy and they're cute, but I can never find a hole. Fuzzy and they're cute, but I can never find a hole. It's true. Klingon Captain Culliff, he's mean as he is shrewd, and on shore leave he got us peeved because he's very rude. We've been named all of our tribbles to Cullough and his crew. But from the yells, we couldn't tell just who was raping who. So grab yourself a tribble, and then you're good to go. If you got enough, watch a drink to Kaylee, you'll have an endless supply of hose. I grabbed myself some Vaseline, slathered up my pole. But the trouble with these tribbles, they're fuzzy and they're cute, but I can never find the hole. Bone says these critters are all pregnant when they're born. I had just one, now I've 1,000, maybe more. I've got so many now, I know just what to do. I think I'll start an interstellar heavy petting zoo. Well, I was on K7 when I saw Mr. Jones, and I gave him what for and said, what's more, I'm here to pick a bone. That tribble that just sold me, it didn't have a hole to screw. You dope, he said, you don't screw them, you let those things screw you. So grab yourself a tribble, and then you're good to go. If you got enough quadrants of Kaylee, you'll have an endless supply of hose. I grabbed myself some Vaseline and slathered up my rump. Cause the nice thing about these tribbles, they're fuzzy and they're cute and you can put them in your bum. Leeds is a quick study. So go back to your quarters and on your bunk you lay. You hope and pray that on our way we pass a bird of prey. Tribbles hate the Klingons, they really make them go. Get irate, then they vibrate up in your hiney hole. So grab yourself a tribble, and then you're good to go. If you got enough quadrants of Kaylee, you'll have 12 of them in your hole. Just grab yourself some Vaseline, slather up your rump. Cause the nice thing about these tribbles, they're fuzzy and they're cute and you can put them in your bum. These tribbles boldly going